Hi, my name is Michaela and welcome to my kitchen. I'm so excited to be celebrating Advent this year. Christmas is actually my favorite holiday, and I love how Advent gets our hearts ready to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. Last week was all about hope, and this week is all about peace and finding our peace in Jesus and really having it rooted in Him. Go ahead and grab your candles. You can light them with me. We'll start with lighting the hope candle. And then we'll light our peace candle. One of the ways that I like to reflect and prepare my heart for Christmas is by baking. I've always enjoyed baking. It's one of my favorite things. I love to bake all sorts of things, cakes, cookies, not pies. Pies are the worst. I have terrible luck with them. But this year, during December, my goal is to bake every other day this month. And while I'm baking, I'm spending the time with Jesus and reflecting on the different parts of Advent. Today we're going to be working on the sugar cookies that I baked yesterday. I'm going to decorate them with some frosting and sprinkles. And while I do that, we're going to talk about peace. Peace is a gift from God. In fact, it's one of my favorite gifts from God. I like to tell the kids at Sunday school that peace is a calm that we feel on the inside. It's a settled feeling in our brains and in our hearts, and it's not dependent on what's going on around us. A lot of times we try to control our circumstances and be in charge of all the details of our lives. And if our peace is wrapped up in that, then a lot of times we end up feeling stressed and worried and fearful about the outcomes in our lives. But if our peace is rooted in Jesus and who He is and what He's done and what He's going to do, then it doesn't matter what's going on in our lives. We get to have that calm on the inside all the time. And that's how He wants us to live our lives. I'm actually one of 6 kids. I'm the second youngest, and I have tons of nieces and nephews and a very big family. And so as you can imagine, Christmas and holidays in general can be a little hectic and chaotic and full of drama sometimes. It seems like always someone is in a fight. And as a teenager, I would try so desperately to make sure that our holidays were perfect, that the menu was planned, the decorations were done just right. I would even make up seating charts so that people that were fighting wouldn't have to sit next to each other. I mean, I really cared about having the holidays be perfect. But something would always go wrong. And normally it would end up with me in tears. I usually, run to the bathroom to cry. That's kind of what I do. It wasn't until I got a little older that I understood that I didn't really need to be in charge of our holidays, that I didn't need to be in charge of making sure that everything was perfect, because here on earth it's never going to be perfect. But really, I needed to trust Jesus and have my peace rooted in who He is and what He's doing, so that I could really enjoy Christmas and so that I could enjoy the fun parts of having family together. So when I finally figured that part out, I started some new traditions that didn't really involve my brothers or sisters. Cooking is one of them. I love to bake. I can do that by myself, and it's just a time for me and Jesus. I like watching Christmas movies and reading the Bible, reading about how Jesus came to earth, and that brings me peace and hope and helps me to enjoy the whole season. So I want to encourage you guys that if you're stressed out, if you're worried about, finding the right presents for your loved ones or making sure that your Christmas meal is special, just take a step back and remember that we're celebrating Jesus, that we're celebrating the fact that He came to the earth for you and for me, and that this season's all about Him. And so it's okay if things aren't perfect. We can just enjoy what God's doing and rest in knowing that He's in charge. Thank you for joining me today, and remember to rest in God's peace.